This is the Weather Xtreme video. It's a morning edition for Thursday the 19th. I'm James Spann. Very cold and dry today. Then wintry weather problems return tomorrow and tomorrow night. And could there be another issue with wintry weather late Sunday night or Monday morning? Never a dull moment around here. Now let's check the big picture this morning. Cold trough. The delivering mechanism for this air is firmly over the eastern U.S. Just before daybreak, 9 at Haleyville, 11 for Cullman. Birmingham at 17. Number's not quite as low as forecast, but the wind is still blowing, so the wind chill index is way down in the single digits. It's cold enough. We'll expect a high in the low 30s today. A lot of records being established over the eastern part of the country. Look at the Great Lakes. It's tough up there. Just look at the numbers around Chicago from the ABC channel up there. O'Hare Airport, where the records are kept 7 below zero. I think that ties the record for this state, set way back in the 1930s. It's cold. On the watch warning map, a whole bunch of wind chill advisories for the whole eastern half of the nation. That's a hard freeze warning for Alabama. The counties highlighted there in purple, down into North Florida, almost down to Interstate 4. And this is the winter storm watch. And this is in effect for the counties served by the Weather Service in Huntsville. And this is where Weather Service jurisdictions make for these kind of funky-looking maps. You know, Cullman sticks out. Winston and Blunt not in a winter storm watch, and they're on the same latitude. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but again, it's a jurisdiction issue. You look at Cherokee County, Alabama. They're not under a watch, but you cross the line, and Floyd County, Georgia is, where Rome's located. And over in West Alabama, Lamar County not under a watch. You cross the line. You've got Monroe County, Mississippi under a winter storm watch. Whatever, these lines, obviously weather doesn't follow county lines. We'll talk about this. And the watches for tomorrow and tomorrow night. This is the chance of ice accumulation. This looks pretty nasty. You can see the numbers are really high just north of the state. And this is from midday tomorrow until midday Saturday. And during the same time frame, this is the chance of snow accumulation. Looks like more snow for Gatlinburg and the Great Smokies. But a lot to talk about here, so let's dive in head first. The modeling. This is the GFS. This is the 06Z run at noon today. And this is about 18,000 feet up. This is at 500 millibars. You can see the big trough over the east. And just cold and dry. This is the easy part of the forecast. High today, 30 to 32, something like that. All right, let's let the fun and games begin. This is tomorrow at noon. The red line is the freeze line at the surface, and you can see precipitation moving in. Really still a little west of the state. I was still around Memphis and North Mississippi. And then by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, a very messy winter mix. The freeze line is just a little north of Cullman. And understand the models might not be handling this cold air well. And this is, the new higher grid resolution of the GFS. We've not really gotten a lot of experience with this, but we'll see how it performs. But clearly, the bigger problem should be north of Birmingham. In fact, almost all the problems with this should be north of Birmingham. That's where the winter storm watch is in effect. This is midnight tomorrow night, and the GFS wants to shunt the precipitation a little farther to the north, which is a good thing. We had great concern, and still do to some degree, over significant icing over northeast Alabama, that northeastern corner of the state. And then this is Saturday morning at 6 o'clock, still freezing rain falling over Jackson County, Alabama, but really that's about it. And again, somebody up there I still think is going to get a good bit of ice. Is it just Jackson County alone around Scottsboro? Could it be down into DeKalb and Cherokee and Etowah? At this point, it's kind of hard to define, not out of the question. Then Saturday at noon, it's all rain as warm air advection kicks in. And like we've talked about here, it's going to be a battle between the warm air advection process and cold air damming, the wedge. And the wedge can be very stubborn. We all know that. This is the GFS depicting the accumulation with the various precipitation types. In the upper right, that's freezing rain. And that's the nasty one to watch for. This is the North American mesoscale model, just for comparison's sake. This is at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. It's got the freeze line really far north and mostly just a cold rain falling. And again, I will tell you, the NAM traditionally has not done a good job of understanding that sometimes shallow cold air just can't be scoured out very easily. And it does show the freeze line dipping down into DeKalb and parts of Cherokee counties. It's going to be a very close call for some nasty icing up there in that part of the state. This is the public product we're putting out today. We've got the greatest chance of a wintry mix tomorrow and tomorrow night north of a line from Hamilton to Aniana to Piedmont. Birmingham and Tuscaloosa not involved. We've kind of taken Anniston out. Anniston not involved. Gadsden could be in play in points north. And again, there could be some travel issues up in there, and the greatest chance of ice accumulation, maybe up to 0.2 of an inch over northeast Alabama, probably north of Gadsden. And again, you know the deal. This will change. It's the one thing that's for certain. More than likely, this graphic will change as we get closer to the event. And again, let me go back to Saturday. Saturday, we're going to be warming up. That's some good, strong air advection coming in, warm air advection. The high could very well be in the low 60s. The NAM is printing 62 for Birmingham. And, of course, a lot of people are trying to plan things here. Well, that's the good news. It's going to be fairly mild. And if in terms of rain, South Alabama should be dry. In fact, South Alabama could see 70 on Saturday. But showers are certainly possible for North Alabama, but it's not going to rain all day unless you are over the Tennessee Valley, Huntsville, the Shoals, Scottsboro. It might rain a pretty good chunk of the day there. So if you're trying to squeeze something in, you might get it in on Saturday below the Tennessee Valley, but showers are still possible. Now, this is Sunday. We got a cold front coming in, and certainly rain likely at times on Sunday, and there could be some thunder involved in this thing. And so that's the deal. Now, all of a sudden, look what we have here. This is Monday at noon, and the cold front is south of us, and a little impulse rolls in, and now the GFS is printing a chance of freezing rain Monday morning over north central Alabama. This would include Tuscaloosa and Birmingham and Anniston and Gadsden, with a big swath of sleet, that orange, back to the west. Goodness. So here's a new can of worms for you. Obviously, confidence in this solution is very low. This precipitation could stay over far south Alabama. We're not going to really, hit this hard right now. It's just an idea that's on the table. I find it interesting that this is the European. It's trying to put down a couple of inches of snow with this feature. This is 12-hour snow Monday at noon. And again, we're just not going to get hit this really hard right now because confidence is very low. Consistency has not been good out here, but just understand there could be a little open door for some wintry weather mischief late Sunday night or Monday morning. Like we need more school delays and stuff. We'll watch this carefully as we get closer. Tuesday, we're just kind of cool and dry. It's Tuesday of next week. The high would be in the 40s. We start the day in the 20s. This is Wednesday. Cool and dry. Thursday, look to the west. And this is Friday, the 27th of February. And, again, come on. This is beyond 7 days. The land of voodoo. This could be gone in future runs, but there's been some good consistency out here, and the idea is certainly plausible with the pattern. But this is suggesting a winter storm for the northern half of Alabama at the end of next week. And this is the end of the forecast, the right around the beginning of March. And you can see heights are still below average. And again, it's going to be an active, fast-moving pattern. But in that case, we're just cool and dry. So a lot of things on the plate, as you can see here. We'll keep watching. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock today. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.